All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Yeah, I think we are live. Woohoo! So this is the August Threat Talk. Like you know, if you guys have been coming for a while, Threat Talks are where we get together and meet our designer of the month. If there's no designer of the month and I am the designer, we usually just hang out. But since today is August, is a very, very special month because we have an amazing guest today. So we are doing an interview Threat Talk where we dive deep into that designer's life. We find out everything there is to know about them. I hope you're comfortable with that, Kayla. And so today we're going to have a lot of fun talking to Kayla Wood. She's a designer from the United States. And she's been designing for a long time. I've known her for a long time. But this is actually our first time talking to each other in person. And we're already best friends. So yay. So let me just bring her over. Kayla, hello. How are you today? It's so good to see you. Like I was saying on the intro. Yeah, like I feel like we've known each other for so long, and I'm pretty sure it was definitely before I had Maggie, and I'm pretty sure you didn't have any kids either back then. And it's so crazy to think about how long this community of ours has been developing, and our careers as designers and our experience, and like
as mothers,
and it's just so lovely. Yeah,
well, we've changed a lot in like 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, no kidding. I feel like how old is your oldest 8 now?
He's 8. So that means I started crocheting before he was born. Well, I'm sorry, he's not 8.
Oh,
he's turning
God.
8. So it's been 8 years since we've
That is mental. That is actually mental.
We were babies.
I know. It's like the amount of stuff that we've been through since then, and it's so lovely to see you. And I think one of my favorite parts about this community, knowing people for that long, is that you can see their progress, isn't it, when you're learning? And like, yes. I was talking to someone else a little while ago about like remaking one of their older patterns, and I just did that. I actually just took my very, very first pattern that I ever wrote.
Yep.
And I completely remade it, and it went under like the light of everything I know now. And it's amazing.
It's like those early patterns there's something to be proud of, but they are also embarrassing at the same time. I open them if there's ever a question. My husband gets on to me. So like my work days are meant to be like a new pattern, like work on grading maybe a new pattern. No, they're always like, I'm gonna redo that pattern and regrade that one and rewrite it.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. But you know what? Sometimes there's just so many gems back there that you just had a great idea, but you didn't know how to tackle it properly. How to like address these like body issues that you've learned now.
Yes.
So it's like
I'm gonna learn from you. Yes, like I need to learn the neckline short rows because right now I'm still doing the extended back thing, and that's just more yarn. It also doesn't fit as good. So I plan on redoing a lot of my top-down sweaters to do short rows.
I got you, girl. I got you. All right, so let's get started then. We know a lot about your life because you're quite open on Instagram, and I love that about you because I do that too. And so tell us about your life. Tell us a day on Kayla's life. I know you're a very busy mom. You have kids at home, right? Your husband's working. You do a lot of DIY. I want to know everything. So tell us about a day in your life.
Listen, my life is chaotic. One of the questions, which I don't mean to skip ahead, was like, how do you manage work and personal life? And I was like, I don't manage it. So I attempt to wake up at 5 a.m. before my kids.
Oh my God. Okay.
Listen, it's like an on-off thing. Like some weeks I'm feeling encouraged, and then like the period weeks, those are like my sleep-in weeks. I don't even try.
Yeah.
But
nice.
It's not too much. No. So I wake up. I try to wake up early so I can answer emails, Etsy messages, all that. But yeah, then once the kids start waking up, I homeschool, same as you, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My kids are smaller, so it's not as intense,
Hey, second grade's not too hard. I can still do most of it. but yeah. So I homeschool the older two. I think the most difficult part, which you probably agree, is having a younger sibling while you're trying to teach older siblings. So that's been harder because my husband goes to work, and then I'm, so homeschooling. I'm trying to make a lot of food from scrap nowadays. I don't know about you. Do
Yeah.
you try? It's
Oh
hard,
yeah,
but
my husband is the one who cooks though. Like I am a total like passenger princess when it comes to driving and eating. Like he
listen,
shops, he cooks, and yeah. So I have it very
that's
good.
nice.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What's your favorite thing that he
Yeah.
cooks?
Oh God, he's really good at everything. I miss our roasts. We used to have roast dinners a lot where,
You can't
the
do that in a
works
camper anymore.
like, well, no, we don't even have an oven. I miss having an
You
oven.
know, hey,
Um,
you're not missing out on a lot. We have an oven in our
yeah.
camper, and ovens don't work in campers. They just kind of burn. They're
No,
not made the same.
no, they're not. They're not.
So,
I wouldn't want one here, to be fair, because it would be
yes.
so stuffy and hot. So I'm
It'd
glad
be
we don't
stuffy,
have
hot,
one.
takes up more space. Yes.
But if you ask me what do I miss about living in a house, I would say having an oven, being able to bake. Even though I'm not even eating bread at the moment, but
I'm not,
I love I just love baking. I love the smell of it, and I love
yep.
the action of it. So
So
yeah.
baking.
Yeah, but I'm not great at it. I just like pretend like I'm good at it.
I'm not either. You should see all of my kids' birthday cakes. I refuse to buy birthday cakes, so I try to make them, and they're awful. Like,
Yeah, say. I'm like, this is my thing, all right. I'm the one who makes
I
the
want to make cake.
Why?
Yeah. Like one time, my son wanted a Mickey Mouse cake, and food coloring. He was a yellow Mickey Mouse, so I had to paint him all black because his face was bright yellow with black. He just looked awful. He looked like he had like a disease, so I had to paint the cake black, and we had black icing everywhere. It was awful.
Oh God! Well, the good thing is the kids really do not mind. Like I made an owl
good.
that looked like a massive poo, and my kids like, oh my God, it's an owl. I was like, yep,
I did
yes,
that.
It's an owl. Yeah.
We're really good at crocheting, but our kids think we're good at baking.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. All right.
That's
so
funny.
You're busy cooking, taking care of kids, and in the middle of all that, you managed to do Etsy emails and customers and handwriting. Wow. I'm impressed. That's crazy.
You do a lot more than I do. That's why only like one pattern every 6 months comes out.
Yeah, well, no, it's hard. That's why, that's part of why we started Plyful, because I was like, I want to help others do a good job because I don't have the time to do it myself.
Yes.
I was like, let's bring a community and all of us can help each other out because it's just too much for one person. Honestly,
no, it's a lot, and it's amazing. I'm just gonna brag about her, guys, because I went on Plyful and I get so many credits, I think, and I'm like sitting there going, I don't know which one I want. It's amazing. It's really cool.
Funny. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm just actually realizing that I haven't even checked the chat. So I'm really sorry. To anyone connected?
I'm on the chat. Someone said hello, and I just waved.
Okay, great. Hi, it's Shiwen. Hi, Shiwen. I know you. So yes, everyone who is connected, please say hello. Please tell us where you're connecting from. We'd love to hear your ideas. And if at any point you have a question for me or Kayla, please shoot away and let us know what you're thinking or what you want to know more about. Okay. All right. So, and Kayla, where are you from? What part of the U.S. are you from?
Georgia. So I'm over over by Florida by that boot. Yep.
Oh, okay. And how's the weather? I don't know the States very well. I lived in California, and that's about as good as I get.
Opposite side of Cali. Cali is much more weather friendly. I love California weather. I just recently read that you're born in Mexico, but you went to the U.S. for college.
Yeah, for university there. Yeah.
That's so cool. And you were in Cali?
Yep, in San Diego. So I was really close to home. I was able to drive back home like every 2 weeks or something like that.
That's incredible.
So that was nice.
Also, you got lucky because California, like the weather. I talk about Cali all the time. I loved California.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. It was a great time. Yeah. I mean, the debt that I left university with was not great, but I learned English.
Wait, what did you graduate with?
Psychology. Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Cool.
It was a great learning experience.
Yes.
But I came out of university prepared for absolutely nothing.
Hey, I feel like psychology can help with parenting. I feel like I would love to go back and take psych again.
Yeah, no, it was a great experience, and I don't regret a single moment of it. And it opened a lot of doors, and I started teaching English abroad because of it. And
and you got to go to California,
I got to live in California, right by the sea. So it was amazing.
Yes. It's hot.
Yeah,
It's very hot and
it's
very
hot.
humid here. Yes. It's like you walk
Oh,
outside
okay.
and you're already wet because of how humid it
Okay.
is right now.
Yeah. Oh
So
God.
come to Georgia.
Yeah, I love it. I'll just take a bucket.
It's extremely hot. But wait,
Oh
okay,
wow.
I know I asked you before this started, but where are you at right now? Just so everyone else can know.
Well, actually, we are because we are traveling every day. So when we were talking a few days ago on the Instagram Live, I was at
Yep,
Hadrian's Wall, which is the north of the UK, of the England, sorry. And now
yep.
I am still in the north of the England, but in the Lake District. So there's
Oh,
just like a bunch of lakes everywhere, but it is insane. So today we had planned to go to a lake and go like rent a little boat and do a bit of boating, have a little picnic on the boat, and then
yeah,
go to a parking spot with internet and then just do this, right?
yeah.
We showed up at like 10 o'clock in the morning and it's so full of people. Like there's just because it's summer holidays, so
Like the
everyone's
actual
coming.
lake. Yeah.
No, not the actual lake.
Oh,
Everywhere. You cannot drive. We were driving at like snail speed. All of the parking
no.
lots are completely full. There's just nowhere to stop, nowhere to go. It was actually insane. So we drove for like an hour trying to find parking, and they were like, okay, even if we find parking now, we don't have
You,
time to do the
yeah.
boat. So let's just go to our next spot. Same. Absolutely nowhere to stop. The place that we
No.
had decided to spend the night at, you can't actually spend the night at there. So we were like, oh my God, we've been driving for like 2 hours. So we had to drive for another hour to
That's
just
today. That was this morning.
yeah, today. so it's very beautiful around here. It's idyllic. Like it's like those images that you think of the English countryside.
Yeah.
That this is where it was filmed.
Is that like
But
rolling hills? Am I picturing rolling hills?
rolling
Okay.
hills, beautiful cottages, sheep
Oh,
grazing
but nowhere to
everywhere.
park.
But just nowhere to park, nowhere to walk, just cars everywhere. It feels almost like you're in some kind of like Disneyland, Disney World situation where you're
That sounds
just
awful.
like,
Yep.
oh my God, it's been so stressful today.
I'm
So
so
hopefully
sorry.
tomorrow we're gonna wake up early in the morning and get on a boat somehow because we
Yes.
promised the kids now. Um,
Aww.
but yeah, it's the other side of traveling that you don't really think about. That it's like you're in a beautiful place, but
Yeah.
yeah, you're also dealing with like thousands of other people
It's
traveling at
the
the same
side
exact
that we don't
time.
share with social media. It's
Oh
like the
yeah.
ugly, stressful side.
Yeah. Like you see some like when we go to these places, I try not to be like the influencer taking
Yeah.
pictures, We just like take a few and then we're done. But like they're like, oh, it's like idyllic, and like they like push their way to the front, but like
Yes.
right behind them it's just like this crowd,
A crowd.
of
Yeah.
people. Yeah. So yeah, we're trying to
Okay.
avoid that.
That stinks. Okay. Do you know what MD is? Maryland?
No.
Okay. I think MD is Maryland. I'm trying to learn my
Dana?
abbreviations. And then,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hi,
Cool.
Dana. Is that Maryland that you're from? I think so. I think you've told me before, but I
think
never
it's
remember
Maryland.
these
And then
names and
Panama, isn't that Central
Yeah.
Mexico? Is that like between South
Uh,
America and North
It's in
America?
Central America. Yeah. Yeah,
I'm learning my geography.
Yeah, my husband lived in Panama for a few years, and he says it's
Cool.
very beautiful, but Panama City is quite terrifying.
Is
he has
it?
some sketchy stories about living in Panama.
Oh
So
my
yes,
God.
Dana is saying yes, she is from Maryland. So Dana, nice, thank you for
Very
letting
cool.
us know.
Thank you. I'm trying to learn geography with my kids, and I'm gonna get to
Yeah.
the capitals of each state pretty soon.
Yeah, well, we're the same with European license plates because they usually have like the two initials. So
Yes.
UK is very easy, but then you'll have a P and you'll be like, P, is that Poland or Portugal? And you have to like figure out which one it is, And
Well,
so
I'm
that's
still
quite
trying to
fun.
learn UK. So United Kingdom is actually like, isn't it like 2 or 3 countries together?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
it's
it's
quite
like
complicated and a bit political, but like yeah,
it
basically the
is,
UK encompasses Wales, which
but
is
it's
at the
not
south.
Ireland. Yeah,
No, Northern Ireland is part of
but
the
not
UK, so it's
South.
like
Yeah, they have like their
not
own.
the main Ireland. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then there's
I watched a
Scotland,
TikTok.
Northern Ireland. Yeah. So it's been quite interesting traveling around that area and understanding like the politics a bit better and the people and how they feel about it, because
Yep.
there's like a lot of opinions when it comes to being
And
part
I
of
know
the
nothing
UK.
about it. Yeah, I just know that they
Really?
got divided somehow.
Yeah, well, I know now. More than got divided, they got incorporated and taken in by the UK as not very wanted helpers. It's like, oh, we need your help. It's like, okay, we'll help you, but you belong to us, kind of thing.
Like a
So
step
yeah,
kid. I'm just kidding. That
yeah.
was
So that was a long, long, long time ago, and it's still to this day. There's a lot of like political, feelings about it, especially in
interesting.
Ireland. Yeah, it's been very interesting.
Yeah.
Stop asking me questions, Kayla. This is about you. Here I am just like talking. Come on, stop.
I love it.
All right, so I want to know about these crafty endeavors of yours, because I know that you do a lot of like DIY in your homes. Do you move a lot, or what's the story?
Listen. Kyle does a lot of it. I just share it. I help him when I can, but like he's so much stronger. He's so much like, so I just kind of tell him what I want. We like try and move every 2 years, because if you live somewhere for 2 years, you don't get taxed on the profit that you make because you've been living there. So we try and move every 2 years. Yeah, and we try to do fixer-uppers. We're no Joanna Gaines and Chip, but we just like make it not construction grade build and then sell it for a higher price. So yeah, we move quite often. We're hoping this next house is like, I'm done. I'm kind of done fixing houses and not being able to enjoy them.
Yeah. Oh, I imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're kind of done. But yeah, we do a lot of home projects, and then I try to do DIY, but then I never finish. So like I love the Facebook Marketplace, and I'll buy like dining chairs. I'm like, yeah, like okay, I'll sand it and stain it and reupholster it.
Oh yeah.
I had 2 out of 4 chairs done for like, I think it was 6 years. And then I just got rid of them. I just was like, I'm not finishing.
You're not finishing that.
No.
That's hilarious.
Like everyone would come over.
I think the problem is social media. You watch these TikToks and these like reels of people like
you get inspired
thing as in like it's the easiest thing. You're like, I can totally do that. Like the other day I saw this girl making tiny baskets out of like weeds.
Yeah,
I
like
literally
grass.
went outside with my kids and I was like, we're going to collect all of the dandelion stems ever. I literally had them hanging right here behind us for like 6 months. We're traveling around. I collected those. I remember in Spain, exactly where we were. And literally about 2 weeks ago, I was like, I need to chuck these. They need to go in the bin because I will never make tiny baskets. No, of course not. I never even started. But it's like, it just sounds so easy, doesn't it? And doable.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people feel that way when they see us. Not that we're like amazing, but like I bet we make it look easier than what it actually is, because I feel like it's easy.
True. But I think maybe we need to start the opposite trend, because you have like, how many jumpers can I make in a day? And people are like, I finished the whole jumper. And you're like, actually, let's not, because it does not take a day.
No. And when I see those, I immediately know who has kids and who doesn't have kids. I'm like, okay, no. Like, we're not on the same level. We're not on the same page. Yeah. I don't have that time.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it is completely different, isn't it? All right. So tell us a little bit more about your crochet journey then. How did you start crocheting? And why?
So, I wish it was more sentimental. Everyone else is like, my grandma taught me, my auntie, like my grandma does crochet, but I did not live close enough for her to teach me.
Okay.
And so when I got pregnant with Grayson, my first, I just it was my first time in my whole life I had a job since I was 16. And it was my first time in my life where I didn't have a job and I couldn't get one because I was like 6 months pregnant. So and then I wasn't going to work after it. So there was no need to get a job for like 3 months. So I got bored. I looked up like YouTube tutorials and I just taught myself, and I bought like the cruddiest. Oh, I haven't even touched these since 2016. I bought the cheapest crochet hooks.
Yeah. Oh, I have them too.
Yep. And I just started, and it started off awful. Like my square was like what is that? What kind of shape is that? The rectangle that slants.
Like a trapezoid, is it? Or
maybe it was a parallelogram. Yeah. And that's how it started. I truly only learned it because I was bored. It was never something on my radar. I had never once looked at crochet and thought I want to do it. But then and I was like, oh, I have a baby, and people crochet baby things. So it just started from, I know that's very
It just made sense.
It's not very motivational or inspiring.
No, I love it. I love it because sometimes you just need something to do. I mean, hello, pandemic, right? We were all bored. Yeah. And then how many people learned how to crochet during that time? Like, it's amazing.
2020 was like crochet and knitting era.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it took over, and now you see lots more people doing it, you know, because they realize how great it is. So
it is great. Yeah. I feel like
something good came out of it.
Yes, there's a silver lining to COVID.
Yeah, exactly. We learned how to crochet. The world did. Yeah, it's true. Okay, that's cool. And then were you doing like the whole, oh, I'm gonna make things to sell on Etsy, or were you like right away like, oh, I'm gonna like make my own stuff? Like, how did it go?
Yeah, did you start like that too? Like, where you just kind of start and then you are like, okay, well, I'm gonna make this, this, and this, and then you take custom orders, and then like I kind of got burnt out because I made things I didn't want to make, and I wasn't proud of it. I was just more like, here's a diaper cover that looks like a frog. And I was like, this is not worth it for me.
Yeah, no, I totally get it.
With diaper covers, it just wasn't. It was like literally draining me and not bringing me joy anymore. And so that's whenever I directed it to, I know this sounds bad, selfish crochet, which I don't think it's selfish. When I only made for me and my family, and I didn't sell anything, that's whenever it got good again.
Well, I feel like a lot of people, because there are a lot of people like us making a business and making money out of it, they feel like the only reason to start a craft is to make money. But you actually forget how rewarding it is, like, to make things. And like, I forget sometimes, like right now I have a sock project on the go, and I try to have some kind of project that is completely unrelated to work, that I will not make a pattern for, that I will.
I was going to ask you. So it's not fun. Your sock pattern. It's just so you can mentally take a break and follow someone else's instructions. I need to do that. Yes. Because
it's so nice.
Yes. I am so tired of brain work all the time. And I think I felt like that. And that's why sometimes I'm like, I'm done with crochet. Like some days I'm just like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this because I feel so exhausted sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's what I need. I need a project where I don't have to think about it.
It really is good. And like, I wish I had more time to learn another craft. And I keep thinking, oh, I'm going to learn how to paint. I'm going to learn how to do these things. But I just don't have the brainwaves for that. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to knit or crochet something that is not for work.
Hey,
it's it's nice.
If you're looking into painting, let's have a Bob Ross night, okay? Because I'm so down. It is so fun.
I've seen you do the Bob Ross online, and I have a friend who's also named Kayla, which is funny, but she's from Canada but lives in Ireland. We just went to see her, and during the pandemic, she started doing Bob Rosses, and now she actually has paintings in galleries all around the world. Like, she just turns out that she's like really good at painting.
Painter.
yeah, like she just had this hidden talent inside of her that she had no idea. And I'm like,
silver lining.
Like, we do just have all of this maybe talent or maybe just inclinations to something. And like, when we only think, how can I get money out of this? How can I turn this into a business? Like, we forget how great crafting is just for our minds and bodies and just everything, you know? So, so yeah. Sorry, we were talking about selling stuff, and I just remember.
Oh, no, I love this
feeling.
Conversation. But wait, I was going to ask you, did you start that same way, selling things?
Yeah, well, I've crocheted since I was like really young, like 18, I think I started learning. That doesn't feel that young when you think about it, but it is a long time ago for me.
18 is still a baby.
yeah. And I was living in Spain, and a friend of mine saw one of my bikini tops, and she was like, oh my God, I would totally buy one from you. You should make them to sell them. So I did. So I literally would sit on the streets of Valencia selling stuff. Because I didn't even know Etsy existed back then. Like, I would just like sit on the street, be like, buy my stuff. Listen. And it was really weird. And like, the police would come, and I just like have to like pack up.
I was going to say, did you have your permit? Did you pay taxes?
No. I would walk around the beach just like with my bikinis, being like, hey, anyone wants a bikini?
That is
like, it
way
was just,
too cool.
I know it's not. I just do not know how I had the confidence to do that back then. And then I started doing Etsy because I figured it looked a bit less intense. But I remember when we were traveling through Italy, I got an order of like 4 bikini sets, like full bikini sets within like a
top
certain
and
amount of time. I
bottom.
think it was like 2 days because the girl needed them for something. And I just like spent 48 hours crocheting like constantly overnight.
And it was awful,
until, like,
wasn't it? It was awful.
It was awful. And it was just not even worth it. And I'm pretty sure that was the order that got lost on the post. So I don't even think she ever received them. And she did end up paying for them. Oh, no. That was the one that got lost. So then I had to spend the 2 days. Yeah, because I took my time at first. And she didn't receive them. They got lost on the post. So I had to remake all 4 sets of bikinis.
And that's
to
8
sell
pieces.
them. Yeah. Oh my God. It was I cried for days and days and days. But it was like, I've spent so much time making these. And like the materials were cheap. Like it was like regular everyday cotton yarn. Like it wasn't the materials that I was sad about. It was the fact that I spent so much time.
It's your mental and
and
physical. Like
and
oh my
physical,
gosh,
oh my God, you end up so crammy and it just didn't feel worth it at that point. That I was like, I can't believe I'm spending all this time.
No.
And yet, like, the girl paid good enough money. Like, I'm not saying she underpaid me. Like, I was worth my time, but I was like, I just don't think it's fulfilling enough, like you said, and then it just went from there after that. I was already writing patterns by then. But then around that time I decided, okay, I'm stopping this whole
digital is better than tangible. Yes.
Yeah. And it's like the whole teach a man to fish and, give them a fish kind of thing. It's like we're helping people be better people, and like take care of their, inner selves and all that by teaching them how to crochet. That's what I think.
Right. I agree. So we both started doing the same thing. You just take something you love and you try and make money from it, and then you end up hating it, and then you just change it into
then you just change it.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. So how do you feel about the way you are running the business now? Like, do you think that you give it enough time, or do you think like you don't want to give it any more time? Are you happy with it as it is?
Listen, you could understand this with me because as a mom, as someone who wants to give their kids the best life, so I don't want to be away from it very much. I work, like, people who have messaged me on Etsy or anywhere on social media, I'm so sorry. I do not respond for so long because I actually have it on there. I think yours is set to 48 hours, like your automatic response. Yeah, mine is, hey, I'll help you on Saturday if I work. Yeah. I don't get to work if I don't have, like, I'm homeschooling, I'm cooking for all the kids. I make, like, I know this sounds so simple, but like I try and make their snacks every day. So like I'm making popsicles and right when those run out, the granola bars run out, and I make energy bites. So like I'm always doing something for the family and I love it. But at times, I'm sure you know this, sometimes you dedicate like 100% to your family and then you give 0% to what you need to make you feel like you again.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, no, as far as managing and time, no. I think I could spend so much more time on crochet, but I do think priority-wise, I am making the right decision. Like a little bit of crochet and a whole lot of family at this point in my life.
That's what matters. Yeah.
For me,
when we first came to England and I decided I was going to do the work and Cal was going to do the whole family thing, I was working 5 days a week, about 6 hours a day, and I was at home. And I hated it, Kayla. I would cry myself to sleep because I wasn't with my kids enough. And they started asking for dad, and they started not wanting me. They still wanted me.
But you're not. The kids have.
I wasn't the primary.
You were the primary
caregiver.
Yes, I was about to say that. And so all kids have a primary, and I'm not primary right now.
Yeah.
So even when I'm working and dad's right there, it's like the kids don't see dad, and they just come for me.
Yeah.
And so it started turning into that.
Annoying as hell.
But then you miss it.
I missed it so much. I was just like, I can't do this. Like I just can't. And then when it was my turn to be with kids,
sorry, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. This is what happens. This is a reality of parenting and doing the
kids
things.
Are back from the pool.
No, there you go. They want to say hello. It's fine. But it is so hard. It's so hard to find that balance between like, this is what I want to do, and this is my career, and this is what I'm putting my effort into, and this is my family, and and it's like, what are you willing to give? You know?
And I just have to read all those quotes that are like, listen, your time will come. Like you will have the rest of your life. When your kids leave you, they don't need you anymore. Like kind of think about it how you are with your parents. Do you see your parents every day? Are you nearby? No, like
Yeah.
my parents live 15 hours
No.
away. So
Yeah.
one day they won't be here and I will look back and be like, wow, I spent my time crocheting instead of being with my kids, and that haunts me. So I won't, not that I can't have my time, but
Yeah.
like that's what motivates me to stay on the family side instead of like doing that career path that sometimes I really want to do. And definitely with the
Yeah.
freedom that you get, though, you guys get to travel and not be like have
Well,
like your
yeah.
husband gone. I think it's amazing, and you really motivate me because like I dream of traveling in a camper again because that was our first home and I loved it.
Really? That's
Yeah.
so cool. Okay, I love talking to you as a mom as well, because I feel like, yeah, it is hard for other people that aren't in the same kind of life moment than
Yeah.
us to understand, especially not sending kids to school. Like, I'm not a full-time home educating. Like I said, Maggie's only 5, so we're not like
That's like pre-K.
full on, you know.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like go and play and, you know, learn how to read when you're ready kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
So it's a lot easier, but yeah, it's complicated, isn't it?
It
Anyway.
is. No, but hey, but I just want to give kudos to you because anyone who doesn't have kids in a camper living is next level mom status. Like I've done it
Oh.
and it's hard. It's amazing. Like there's so many pros, but like when you say,
Yeah.
I remember before we started, you said your biggest thing that you miss is baking. That makes me giggle because if I was living in a camper with my family, I love them dearly, but it would be space. It would be like, I miss
Oh.
space.
I mean, yeah.
I miss privacy.
I miss being able to lock the door in the toilet. Like, I mean, yes, 100%.
Like just like maybe more than 3 feet of breathing room sometimes.
Yeah.
I just kind of like.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yes, yes. I mean, if we go to like that kind of moment, yeah, 100%. The oven, it's not important, but, but I do miss it a little bit.
Yes.
All right, so tell us a little bit about your career as a designer. Like you've been doing this for a while. You've had quite a few designs being published. You're into Tunisian, you're into regular crochet, you've tried a few things. What would you say has been one of your best moments, like your best designs, and what would you say have been some of the not so good ones? Tell us like
design.
extremes
Okay,
today. Not design specifically, but like moments. Like for example, I can think of like, you know, me being so excited about this pattern, everyone's gonna love it, and then just completely crashing down and feeling like, what am I doing with my life? You know?
Yes.
So
like okay,
you know,
like yes. Okay, that happens all the time. You get so excited about a pattern and it's like the worst selling one.
Yeah.
So my highest high, I got ready for this because I did know this question.
I love it.
Is being published. Like whenever you get to see your work tangibly, it's like a whole nother level. Like that's why I asked you about your book, because I was just telling Kyle how it would be, even if it does awful, you know what? I want to see it in a book for some reason. I don't even care if it sells. Yeah. I think it's really neat because like, and then definitely, I'm sure, have you ever had like other people model your stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay, I much prefer seeing other people instead of myself. I really liked it. So that was probably my highest high.
Mm-hmm.
And then my lowest low, I don't want to get into the lowest low because there's no need to bring that up. But it's probably, it's not even like a low. It's just more like what we talked about. It's more just like some days I feel like I'm just never enough because I have this dream for my crochet business. And then like part of me, I can't do it. So I think that's probably my lowest. Sometimes I get kind of a little depressed because I'm like, oh, I'm stuck like where I'm at. I'm not making books. I don't have a, what's it called? It's a P word. I just a Patreon. Like I don't have these things, but I always like compare myself to people who are not on the same path as me. So social media, it's great and it's awful.
It's tough. I know. It is tough. Yeah. I totally get it. I feel like that happens about every 3 days to me, you know, that I'm like, what am I doing with my life?
I delete social media from my homepage weekly because I'm like, I gotta stop clicking on it. I sometimes I'll go to bed and I don't know if any of you are on TikTok, but like it gets addicting and you don't even realize it. Like I'll look up and an hour's gone by and I'm like, oh no, like I could have done so much more with my life.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. But then on the other hand, like, I feel like I've seen you grow so much on Instagram over the last few months. Like, you know, you've had some reels doing really well, and like, you're constantly on it. Like, is that something that really motivates you, the whole like social media presence, or do you enjoy it?
So
Because I honestly don't enjoy it too much. Like, I struggle just
I
creating content, but I think people
yes.
sometimes do. So,
So I like to make silly content, and that stuff doesn't go well. But the stupid algorithm that want the second reels, like the 1 second, 2 second
mm,
reels, and sometimes
yeah,
they loop. Trust me, I hate those. That's actually the one that went well, and that's what grew my social media following. And I was
okay.
thinking about it. I bet a lot of people would be like, "Oh, the highest high is when I got the most followers." That's not it for me. Like I'm thankful for them,
Okay.
but I don't look at that number and think, "Oh, that's my career." I don't look at it like that.
Mm,
That's not what brings me joy is not having people following me. So, not that
yeah.
I'm not thankful, but
No,
it's
no,
not.
no, of course.
But no, making funny reels, when I do have the free time, it does bring me joy because it's so stupid.
I like
Like
that.
definitely the
Yeah.
voiceovers. I really like mouthing to like other people's
I've
voices.
tried them and I just cannot. I just feel like my face is looking so stupid. Like, I just can't get
Listen,
it right.
my
So
mouth,
I'm
my face
always
does look
impressed.
stupid. That's why I like it so much because I love to be
I
silly.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that a lot. Kayla, we have a little question from Shuwen here. She's saying, Kayla, how long have you been interested in Tunisian crochet versus regular crochet? Are most of your patterns Tunisian crochet or regular? Good question.
Ooh,
I do want
that
to
is
know,
good.
like, I feel like Tunisian and knitting and regular crochet sometimes kind of always
Yes.
fight. So how would you
Yep.
feel? How do you feel about that whole situation?
So, I became interested. How long have you been interested? I became interested. I think I went to, okay, so the only reason I remember this is the Makers Retreat that I went to in Tennessee was in 2019.
Okay.
So that was only like 3 years after I learned regular traditional crochet.
Mm-hmm.
And the rhythm of Tunisian crochet just got me hooked because I tried knitting and for some reason I made a square, but I got so
Uh-huh.
nervous because you can drop them really easily and it doesn't just affect that
Mm-hmm.
row. It affects all the rows if you keep pulling. And that scared me so much that it made me not want to pick it back up because I don't have friends to help me like figure it out. So I did not
Fair
continue
enough.
that path. And Tunisian crochet is like that knit look without having to learn the needles.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's why I picked Tunisian. And most of my patterns now are Tunisian. I have realized like sometimes I feel like I force myself to use traditional crochet simply for like that like to like feed and like give people what they want traditional crochet,
yeah.
but as
Mm-hmm.
far as my passion goes I would have to say Tunisian crochet is my favorite, and
Yeah.
I prefer the look of it. This is not good because the last interview you had, it was I think she was talking about how crochet could be like next level and how people look at knitting as better than crochet. Well, unfortunately, I am that person that does think knitting usually does look better than crochet. As a crocheter, I am
No,
saying this.
it's
No,
fine. Yeah.
and I love crochet, but I just like that polished look and
Mm-hmm.
like that look. So yeah, Tunisian crochet is definitely going to
Yeah.
be like there's probably going to be more Tunisian crochet patterns than traditional.
That's
Even if they
cool.
don't sell as good, I don't even care. That's whenever it's funny. I don't even care about the money. It's whatever's bringing me happiness. Okay.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, to be honest, I totally understand when you say about the rhythm. Like, last year I decided I'm gonna try it. I'm just gonna give it a go, and I stupidly decided to start with working on the round, and that
Oh,
was
that's harder.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was really hard. I was trying to make a beanie and like do increases and like just try to do too many things at the same time, and
Yes.
I found it very frustrating. But I did enjoy the whole back pass thing. What's it called? What do you call
Oh,
it
the
when you go
return
backwards?
pass.
The return pass. It
Oh,
just feels so like bloop bloop
why did
bloop
you
bloop bloop,
start with
so
in the
flowy.
round? You're not
I don't
supposed to
know.
start with that.
I know. I know.
Oh,
Yeah. I think rules don't apply to me, and they do.
dang it. Hey, that's funny that you say that because I remember, like, whenever it's kind of nice to be naive.
Yeah.
Because, like, when you're new to something, it's like, oh, that doesn't look hard. I remember I
Yeah.
did that with traditional crochet. I had never once made a blanket, and I just dove into, and I've never once made cables, crochet cables. And I
Yeah.
went from a beginner like like I made a cow or something, amigurumi. And I was like, you know what? I could make that cable blanket. And it was literally difficulty level advanced, intertwining cables. There was like 4 different cables on it, and it's a
Oh my
blanket.
God.
It's, I remember, I just went into it and yeah, I did that moment, but I finished it and I only messed up one row where you can definitely tell. But yeah, I like
There
to
you
actually
go.
miss being naive because you don't look at something
Yeah.
and feel intimidated. You just
Yeah.
think you can do it.
Yeah, no, I honestly did think I could do it. I was like, how hard can it be? But I did actually finish the beanie, but I didn't like it at the end. And I was like, I just feel like I need to know more about Tunisian crochet to actually
Just do a
figure out
flat.
how to
If you
make
could
this
just do
better.
a flat piece, you will love it. Like you will love it. That return
Yeah.
the in the round, I've only made one project in the round, and that's my point
Mm-hmm.
style cardigan, and that's only because it's top down and it's still
Okay.
it's still flat for the most part because it's a cardigan, not a sweater.
Uh-huh.
And only the sleeves were in the round.
Okay.
And I never have done it again. So if that tells you,
Okay.
I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. It was more just like
Yeah.
I liked the seamless look of it.
I did like that too. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I totally understand the whole polished look and everything because it does look really, really lovely.
I do love
But
it.
yeah, I think I should have started with something a bit easier.
Listen, I hope you get into Tunisian crochet because I do really like you do a lot of color work and I love it. And and I want to see someone with Tunisian crochet color work. Like take it,
Oh God!
run with it.
All right, all
This
right.
is
Talk
your
about
new skill.
talent. Oh my God!
I'm
All
gonna
right.
make you go down this path so I can make what you create.
Okay, now tell me, how do you feel about your design process? Yeah, that was the question. Are you
Okay.
one of those who really thinks ahead of time, plans everything, has all the maths, and then just does it? Are you the kind that swatches until you figure it out, or are you just like, I'm just gonna jump in and improvise until I figure out what I'm doing?
I've evolved a lot, which I'm sure you have too.
Okay.
But when you're new to design and you don't know very much, like I had no idea what
Uh-huh.
gauge was. I had no idea
Oh yeah.
what grading, like grading. I look back at my old patterns, like the old ones. I don't think they're there anymore. And yeah, anyways, I'll talk about that another time. Like I didn't know that there were like craft yarn council body measurements. So I'd be like, oh,
Uh-huh.
size large is an inch more than medium. And that's not the case
Yeah.
at all. Like I would say I was like size
Yeah.
inclusive, but they were like 6 inches difference.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so as far as design goes, when I first started, it would just be like, oh, I like this stitch. I'm going to make a top. And I would just like put it up to me and just kind of like alter it as I go. But that doesn't really
Mm-hmm.
help you with like the design and grading process. So as far
Mm-hmm.
as a designer, I've evolved and I've learned that, okay, if I'm going to make this a pattern, you kind of need to do the math first so that you know how to do it for all the
Okay.
sizes.
Mm-hmm.
So I do swatches first, obviously, to get that gauge, and then I go from there for my size.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I've learned to grade first.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I do the same thing, and I'm always a bit jealous of people who don't do that, who just kind of play with it and figure it out as they go. Because I used to be like that too,
Well,
and I
before
remember having
money
more
came
fun.
into it, yeah, before money came into it, you could just
Mm-hmm.
like do it for yourself and not even think about, okay, is this going to be a pattern? Is this going to be for 9 sizes? Is this like back
Yeah.
whenever you just created for yourself? You're right. It was
Yeah.
probably a lot more enjoyable and free. Like you could just
Yeah.
go and
And
yeah,
play with
there's
it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But okay, I makes me feel better though that you're like a little bit like me in that sense. Because sometimes I find it not frustrating, but I just want to play with yarn sometimes. I
yeah,
just want to like go ahead and play with yarn and like, and
yep,
then you think about it and you're like, oh, I have to take pictures because you have to take pictures, right? And then you have
yep.
to find until like there's good
Oh,
lighting, and then like
yeah.
you have to do
But
your
now it's not
makeup
just
and
pictures. Yeah,
yeah,
now it's
now you have to
reels.
make videos,
Now it's
and you
like
can't even
videos.
start. You can't even like wind your yarn
No,
yet because you still
no.
have to do that, and then you have to do all the maths, and then you have to, and like sometimes it's like right now, right this second, I finished a design that I'm working on yesterday.
Yeah.
It's blocked.
Ooh,
It's
ooh. Can
everything.
we get
It's
a
ready to
sneak
go.
peek?
Yeah, sure. It's coming in November, so if you guys are excited about that.
Mm.
But the whole point is, I I can't start something new because I haven't done any of the maths and I don't have the time to sit down and think about it. And I'm
I
like in this
know.
like void of like,
Can I just,
You'll be free
yes, can
time.
something not be on a deadline? Can something not be
Yeah,
graded to 9 sizes? Can
yeah,
I just create for
yeah.
myself? But then
Sometimes it's
you gotta
easy,
run
isn't
a
it?
business.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So it's a fun one, isn't it? Okay, and yeah, I feel like
time
we've
out
talked a
really
lot
quick,
about things. Yeah.
really quick. So you said this was for November. Does that mean you're the
Mm-hmm.
November guest designer?
Yes, I am. Yeah, actually, let me show you now because we might as well. Yeah, so November is my month, everyone. We can let
Yay!
it out now. So I guess this is August. Then we have September and October. We have two really great
2 more
designers as
months.
well, and I'm just so excited about everyone. This year has been amazing. I can't believe I'm so overtaken by the love and the fact that people are actually wanting to be a part of this and like just contribute
Okay.
to Playful, and I'm
Yes.
so glad. So thank you.
Yeah, hey, was it 11 handmade? 11 handmade or Lydia is her name?
Yeah,
Linda?
Linda Scuja, yeah.
She is one of my like so you and Linda and there's quite a few of the list who are like my favorite designers and whenever you had her
Yeah,
on there I was like, "Oh, she she's
yeah.
she's pretty
She was
amazing."
our first one, and it was so amazing, and it was so special because she's quite private, unlike us. That we blabber on. She's
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
and she just came onto the interview and told us so many cool things about her life, and she was
Oh,
pregnant
I'll
at
have
the
to go
time, and
watch
like no one
it.
else knew, and I was just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
this is so cool. But yeah, so it's been really really cool having all these
Yeah.
amazing designers. But yeah, this is our design for November.
Dang it,
Just
I
a
wish I
little
could
jumper.
see it. Is it and it
I
has to be
know.
crochet.
It is crochet.
Oh,
Yeah,
is there
yeah.
are there open stitches in there? Do I see openness?
Yeah, yeah. It's
Is
I don't
it
know if
top
you
down?
remember. It is. I don't know if you remember my Vesuvius tee. I did it last July,
Okay.
and it's the
It's this
jumper version of it,
oh,
the pullover version of it. Yeah, because it was
is
one
that
of
and
my
is it a
favorite patterns.
raglan?
No, it has some neck shaping at the back,
Yep.
shoulder shaping at the back, and then it just kind of continues at the front like that. And it's got a really nice
Oh my
shaping, kind
goodness.
of like drop shoulder and a little like opening at the side here. I love this
That
high low hem.
I
It's
love the
pretty,
curved
isn't
bottoms that you've
it?
been doing. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you did that on a cardigan recently, I
Yeah,
think.
but
Like the
that
curved.
was that's the cardigan version of this because I'm obsessed with the
Oh, okay.
stitch
Oh, then I
pattern.
do know. Okay, yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
brilliant and I love it.
Yeah, yeah. So it's basically the same thing, just like narrower neckline than the t-shirt, and obviously
Yep.
it's not a cardigan. And then you get like the little rounded hem on the side and the
Listen,
little opening
I
as
think
well.
I have
So
credits, so
yeah.
I'll be saving this for
Yeah,
November.
absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, I'm the November, and we'll be telling about the rest. But this month is all about you, Kayla. So yeah, tell us a little bit about the harbor tank. Then you're wearing it. It looks lovely. I love the bows. I love the different kind of straps. So tell us what motivated the design. What's the inspiration behind it? Any tips or tricks about yarn that you can give us?
Yeah. Okay. So as you know, but not anyone else knows, I like to share the fails. So
Yeah.
this top, before I'd even decided on yarn, I don't know if it's because I was talking to you, but I was like, oh, it's going to be mosaic. And I have never even made anything in mosaic.
I love
So
that.
you guys, I would send her like, hey, do you like this? And she's like, well, I like it, but will it work in mosaic crochet? And I was like, let me see. No. So you guys should be very proud of her. Mosaic is like you have these ideas, but you can't go diagonal. I really need it to go diagonal. So,
Yeah.
anyways, so this started as a mosaic tank top. It's moved from a crisscross back, and I didn't like how polished it was. So failure leads to success. I will always tell my kids that every time you fail, I'm telling you,
Absolutely.
keep going. It'll eventually succeed. And that is this top because I feel like it took me so long, as she probably hated me, you guys. I took so
No.
long on deciding on a final thing because if I don't love it, I can't like sell it and I can't
I
like
get
wear
it.
it and it won't make me proud. Yeah. So, so once I failed on the crisscross, that's whenever it hit me that if I do a V-neck on both sides, you can really have fun with the straps and like, and then
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's because we just went to Florida and got on a boat, and so we saw a lot of sailboats. And then we also just bought a boat, another story that I'm having nightmares about every night. I'm waking up sweating. But anyways, the knots and the ties, that's where I got the name from Harbor Tank because it reminded me if I was like sailing. Like, I feel like this is the
Okay,
vibe that I
okay.
would want to wear.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where the name came from, and probably the inspiration for it. And then also it's 2024. Bows are in.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm a big fan of the bows.
I do too. I'm obsessed with them. I think it gives it such a
Yeah.
feminine touch, and I think it's so cute.
Yeah.
And I was nervous, yeah, because I don't like, how I've already mentioned. I hope you guys don't hate me for saying this, but crochet can get bulky very easily compared to knit. And so I was really nervous about these because I was like, oh, they're gonna be fit like fat bows that don't even look
No,
cute.
they're
But
perfect.
I haven't blocked it yet. So if they curl, it's because and these will lay even flatter if I blocked this, but I'm just too lazy.
Yeah. No, it looks really good. And I also really appreciate the simplicity of it. And, because it's just so, like, yeah, like all the details are so crisp
Like
and
you can
beautiful
do it.
and simple, and yet you can wear it every day. And then if
Yeah.
you want, you can get the flair of a bow or the flair of the fun straps, or
Yes.
just go even simpler and like have an everyday top that you can wear
The
under
traditional
everything.
strap. Yep.
Yeah,
There are 3 strap
I love
options
that.
that's what else that took me so long is like my husband's like, just choose one. And I was like, I can't. Like if I know something
Yeah,
can have options, I'm like, let me do the
I'm the
math for the
same.
bows. I have to. I'm like, people could make
Yeah.
this their own and then on top of that, I don't think
That's
I've told
part
you
of it.
this. So the reason why there's probably more pictures of this one is because it's my second one. As you know, your second one's always better.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. So my first one, don't tell anybody else, just kidding. It actually has different stitches on the side. It has Tunisian simple
Ah.
stitches. I was trying to make it another option for this top was, you
Mm,
know how if you do a contrasting color, like I was wanting to make a two-tone top and have it like all the
I
Tunisian simple stitches
see.
be a different color.
I
And so the straps,
see.
yeah. So, but in Tunisian crochet, if anyone's done it, the stitches really don't match. I don't know if in knitting, it's kind of like a double
Hmm.
crochet and a single crochet. The height is just not
Okay.
there. And so like my sides were like draping way farther down.
Ah, really?
It was really upsetting because I was wanting to make that another option for the tank was to make it like
Mm-hmm.
monochromatic or even contrasting colors like but you can still
Yeah.
do that. I added that option in there. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't
Yeah,
notice
I
that
might
one.
make another
Okay, I
one.
should have read it more
No,
carefully.
you're okay. But like so I made it super simple. So if you don't know color work and you don't want to keep track of numbers, like okay, change this like on the 33rd stitch to this color.
Mm-hmm.
I just said it's really simple. Any Tunisian simple stitch is a different color, and that way all these lines can be a different color. So
Ah,
yeah, it can
that's
be
a
a
really good
two-tone.
idea. I like
Yeah.
that. So it's like you can go as simple and neutral as you want, or as
Or
crazy as you want, and
contrasting. Yep.
yeah.
So that was my original thought was like, you know how
Okay.
like whenever you get a top and it's darker on the sides, it makes you look slimmer.
Is that right? Is that the
I
trick that I'm
It's
missing?
an eye trick. You can I wish it's like if you actually like darkened, let me just show you my
Yeah,
if
I
you
guess.
darkened right here, it would like
Huh.
almost eliminate that and then if you do a bright color in the front, it's almost like this goes away. It
Huh.
can fake an hourglass. So I was like
Look
trying
at
to do that.
that. Next
I
time.
know.
All right. Well, I love it. I love it. And I love the yarn options that you included. And obviously, Pasquale, I'm very good friends with Paul, and I love that yarn. And it's so beautiful and soft. But we
It's
also have some really lovely
amazing.
options. Yeah,
Yeah.
you liked
This
it?
if you are willing to spend a little bit more, this yarn was a dream to work with. I'm so glad that you mentioned it because you were like, hey, Kayla, you know, they don't have this option that you're wanting, but this person has. I think you said it's like cotton and not bamboo. Is it cotton and bamboo?
It's like bamboo fibers. Yeah, yeah.
But it's not the like I don't know about you guys, but I don't really love Kobu, even though I've used it before because it splits. This is like the
Yeah.
happiest that's ever made me because it's a bamboo fiber that doesn't split. Like and it does
Yeah.
it's a dream to work with.
Yeah, and it's not too slippery either. Sometimes bamboo is
No.
slippery, and you're like, I can't like
Your
keep
hand
my
okay, my
tension.
hand cramps when I usually work with
Yeah,
bamboo and I have to hold the yarn like through different
yeah,
fingers.
in different way. I do it on
Yes.
my arms
And it's a
sometimes. Yeah,
pain. But this
yeah, yeah,
yarn,
yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna have to go buy me some now because
Yeah, I
It's
know. I
beautiful.
love it. I love it. And they're always so supportive, and like their yarn is top notch, it's amazing. And I love using it, and I love giving it to my our guest
I know.
designers because it's
I'm
just
like,
so good.
hey, I'm gonna reach out and be like, hey, I can't afford it. Can you like
Yeah.
get it?
No, seriously. No, but last year I had my Vesuvius tea that I was telling you about. I made it with their yarn is called Suave, and it's
Yeah.
blown cotton. And but the cotton is like, it's like fluffy. It's almost like
Ooh.
mohair, but it's cotton, and it's
How did they
amazing
do
because
that?
it's just blown. I don't know. I don't know. But
Interesting.
it is amazing, and it weighs nothing, and it just feels like you're knitting with a cloud, crocheting with a cloud, and it's such a strange sensation. And my top weighs about like 200 grams, and it's like a full-on t-shirt,
And
right?
it's crochet. Yeah, crochet usually is
crochet.
heavier. Yeah.
Not even a little bit. It's amazing. It's the best summer cotton I've ever tried. It's completely different to anything I've used. And yeah,
What's it called
it's
again?
incredible.
Yeah.
Suave.
Suave.
I'll
I'm
send
gonna
you
look
a
into
link.
this.
Yeah, it really is amazing, and I love all the yarn. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry guys, I have some more questions here before we go.
Okay.
We're running out of time. Goodness gracious. All right, I like using hand-dyed yarn, and I find it looks better in Tunisian compared to regular.
Agreed.
Why do you think TC isn't as popular as regular? I've had hard times finding TC carbon patterns compared to regular. Interesting. What do you think?
I think, well, I'm sure you probably know some answers too, but Tunisian crochet, I don't know about you guys, but Tony from TL Yarn Crafts, I think she kind of opened the eyes of any crocheter and kind of motivated them to lean towards it or try it, because it truly, I think she said this, I'm going to quote her, if you can crochet, you can Tunisian crochet. So I think it's just something that for some reason we're just kind of finding out about the craft, even though I'm pretty sure it's been around. But you just kind of needed someone really famous to bring it to the attention, and Tony did that. And yeah, anyways, I think that's why it's probably not very popular. I think it's just kind of starting to become popular because people are talking about it. But yeah, I am a Tunisian crochet fanatic. I think just like they mentioned, I think hand-dyed yarn, even though it's beautiful in crochet, please do not hate me. I think hand-dyed yarn, or even those, what's the word when there's different colors in it? Why am I blanking?
Yeah, I know what you mean, and I'm completely
I think it looks better
too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it looks better in knit and Tunisian crochet because it looks knit.
It's the way the yarn pools, isn't it? It's like crochet uses so many more pieces of the yarn, that it just kind of takes too many colors in one stitch, so you don't get any uniformity. You don't get
and
any
people have
flow
successfully crocheted beautiful hand-dyed yarn pieces, so this is nothing against them. I just personally think, I do agree, I think Tunisian crochet does look better, and hopefully there will be more patterns, especially by this one if she tries it.
Yay,
we need some Tunisian crochet color work.
All right, and we have another question. It says, I was thinking of using linen silk for the harbor tank. Do you think that would work well?
Oh, if you meet Gage, girl or boy, sorry, I don't know who was talking, but yes, I think that would be incredible. I think so too. I'm jealous of the fiber. Tell me what yarn you use, and I'll use it for my next one.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it would be really flowy and it would structure like because of the linen as well.
Yes, it would be soft against you. Variegated
yarn. Yes, that's it.
That's the word. Thank you.
That's the word. Yeah. Oh my God. Well, I've had so much fun, Kayla, talking to you. I am really, really, really happy that we have a Tunisian crochet designer. We actually have someone else doing a Tunisian crochet design next year because everyone's just so excited about it. So, I think we need to bring it to the light. We are trying to like elevate crochet, and that's like our motto on Playful. And I think Tunisian enters into that circle, and I want to learn how to do it properly. So I am in.
Don't you tease us, Sandra. Don't you tease.
Last question. I think the return pass makes it more uniformly blended compared to regular crochet, which tends to clump the colors together. I agree. I agree. She went. Yeah, that whole just streamlined look is just so lovely in knit and in Tunisian crochet. And crochet regularly has immense benefits, and I love it.
Yes, I feel like I'm bashing. I love traditional crochet. We have there's definitely her crochet patterns. They can make, so I'm not as good as her, so she can make regular crochet, definitely color work, just look extraordinary, and I
Aw.
still need to make, is it called the mosaic jumper?
Yeah.
Okay. I have that
Very
and
creative name, but
that's my
yeah.
favorite top.
Oh, all right. It's hand dyed from Leroux Coton.
Okay.
I've only
Yeah,
seen
if it's
how
a
the gauge
sport weight,
strengths
it's
are.
listed as sport weight. Then you should be, if
That
yeah,
should
you
be
should
work.
be good
Yeah.
to go. That sounds like a dream.
It does, yeah. All right. Well, I think we're gonna stop now because I feel like you and I could just keep talking
We could
for
just keep
ages,
going.
and I'm not sure
And you
everyone wants
guys
to hear
probably
that.
don't want to hear us for that long.
Exactly. But thank you so much for those of you who came and watched this live. If you are not watching it live, that's okay. You can watch it on my YouTube channel, which if you are watching it now is because you're on my YouTube channel, or on the on the Playful page. So thank you so much for coming. You can find Kayla's patent, the Harbor Tank, on playful.com for the whole year, and we will have your masterclass on the 17th of August. And I am so excited about that. I usually just like do my own project and watch and listen, but I will be practicing my Tunisian crochet with you.
No pressure.
Just a little bit. But I'm so excited to learn from you, and to, just every single time, I swear, every single time we have a class, I learn something new, because like you say, I'm so good, but I'm not. I've just learned a lot, and everyone has something to teach us. So I'm so excited to learn from you.
I agree.
Thank you so much for everyone for coming. And I will see you guys in 2 weeks. I hope you have a great weekend this summer, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.